Hi guys, and welcome to the third part now of Let's Play TEW, where we're playing as WCW in 1995 in the Monday Night Wars. As you can see, we're going to run our first episode of Saturday night, but before we run that, I'll talk to you guys about something that's quite exciting that I'm working on, but it's already begun. This is the first time I've had a chance to mention it since it's started. Myself and a bunch of other TEW YouTubers are all doing a sort of collaborative series with this 1995 mod where we're each playing on individual separate saves, but we're all playing as different companies, and just to see like a nice sort of interconnecting, interesting thing that you guys can all look at. So I'll link everybody down in the description. There's Rickety Zubat, who's doing a WWF save. We've got the always amazing Poison Fist of the Pacific Rim himself, Luke Arthur, who's doing an ECW save. And we have Paragon Key, his channel is, not his other username, who's doing New Japan in 1995, which is really interesting and different. I say that all the other ones are interesting too. You should go watch it, all of them. But watch this one, and then you can go watch theirs, because theirs are good too. And go subscribe to them, because they're all really cool guys. Like, we were friends before we started doing this, and now we're doing this as a group of friends. So yay, this party like it's 1995. Woo! Anyway, let's run our first episode of this. Well, I don't know why I did that little celebrity thing. We'll run through what happened on this episode of Saturday Night. Now, Saturday Night, mostly a filler show, is going to be demoted as we go on. It's at 2 hours at the moment. I'll probably keep that at that for a while, just because Nitro is just the one. So, I don't want to up it too quickly. So, but we might build some mid-card storylines on it. So, I've not done it with this episode, because the way I filmed the first one. But what I'm planning is, the next episode, that'll be episode 4, will be Week 2's Nitro and Saturday Night in one big chunky episode, and we'll just quickly run through Saturday Night at the end. So, if you guys like the sound of that format, let me know, because that sounds cool to me, but I don't know if you guys would be like, that's rubbish. Anyway, we open our show with the announcers. They're putting over the fact that we'll see DDP take on Johnny B. Bad tonight, and it's not just a normal match, oh no, in a #1 contenders match. Ooh, yeah, I know you're all excited. But for what belt, I hear you cry? For the WCW World Television title. I don't know why I'm still typing this in even before I've said it. I felt committed. Yeah, so basically the main event of our show tonight is going to be to decide who faces... we don't need that, because we already have one. Then our opening contest, we've got one of our debutants, an extremely short match. Billy Kidman defeated Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker in 4:38 by pinfall with a shooting star press. Basically, I want to start building up these cruiserweight division guys, so I'm gonna, I'm basically having to create a division from bits and pieces that are here and bringing new people in. So it's quite fun, because you're sort of building it from the ground up, and defining all these interesting characters. So Billy Kidman, as you can see from down here, he's a babyface, and he's going to have an underdog gimmick, because that's essentially what Billy Kidman was like in ECW. I keep saying ECW. Why do I keep saying ECW when I'm playing this? In WCW. So yeah, he's going to be working as an underdog. I got 100 rating, so that was a good choice, because that wasn't his default babyface gimmick, so that was a good choice on my part. I'm quite pleased with that. Hope nothing goes wrong with the recording and I have to redo the show. We have Colonel Robert Parker comes up backstage, and he's going after he's going after Sherry Martel, because he thinks she's awfully sensuous. Yeah, and he asks her out on a date, but she rejects him. Oh, sad face. This is basically to build the storyline between Harlem Heat and Bunkhouse Buck and Dick Slater, or the Colonel Robert Parker Hart Sister Sherry storyline, which is an amazing name. Because that's 72 actually, that's really good. An extremely short match, Harlem Heat defeated the Men at Work, which is a jobber face tag team. In 4:54, when Booker T defeated Mark Starr by pinfall by Heat Seeker. Sherry did good work at ringside, and they've got great chemistry together. Harlem Heat. I'm probably going to give Harlem Heat the tag titles in the long run, because goddamn, I'm a massive Harlem Heat fan. The Harlem Heat are celebrating. They went out celebrating their victory in the ring when Bunkhouse Buck and Dick Slater run in an attack, beating them down to the mat. So, you know, Dick Slater and Colonel Robert Parker are good playing and player off well with each other. That's good. So, basically, this is just to build up this storyline that we're going to have, like, this World Tag match between these two teams, as well as the storyline going on with the managers stroke valets for both teams. We had another match, building up another member of our Cruiserweight division, and about that had solid reaction but non-existent crowd heat. Eddie Guerrero defeated Rip Rogers in 8:03 by pinfall with Frog Splash. That got 57. Again, just to build Guerrero up, he's going to be, because of him already being in the company, he's already quite high up, so I've not decided who my Cruiserweight champion is going to be yet. I'm waiting till everyone joins the roster, as it were. You know, we're 100% certain where everyone's going to be, but he stands a very good chance of winning the whole thing. I'm a big fan of Eddie Guerrero, and here's one of the men that will give him a serious run for his money. And about that had solid in-ring action, non-existent crowd heat. Dean Malenko defeated Scott Armstrong in 7:49 by pinfall. It's got 51 again. Dean Malenko, I'm a massive fan, a really good wrestler, great cruiserweight wrestler. Scott Armstrong as well, interestingly, is a cruiserweight by this game's definitions, and I think he was the last person to hold the light heavyweight title before they scrapped it, which is actually after this. They brought in the light heavyweight title in about 96, I think they got rid of it. But yeah, he actually held it, I think. Well, it was one of the Armstrongs, I'm sure it was him. And also, you probably know him better now as the evil referee who tried to screw Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30. That's how most people probably know him now. Now this is a dream match. I thought this would pay off well. In the match that had some good action but non-existent crowd heat, Sabu defeated Mr. JL in 8:16 by pinfall with an Arabian facebuster. It was a 64. Basically, building up Sabu. Again, he's a cruiserweight. You know, this cruiserweight division we really want to be really strong. They have great chemistry together, which is great. And for those of you unaware of who is the mysterious Mr. JL, it's only, in fact, I think I said last episode, so you probably know that it's none other than beloved ECW favourite, Jerry Lynn. So, that gets me every time. Yeah, so basically, two really good guys. I'll probably, if I want to do anything good with Jerry Lynn, I will definitely not have him be Mr. JL. Because, God, that outfit is hideous. And we have Arn Anderson come out. Well, he's probably backstage. He cuts a promo hyping up his feud with Ric Flair. Basically, he's going to do almost the counter of what Flair did, where he's cutting a promo and he's not directly attacking Ric Flair, but there's more of a few, you know, barbed shots in there about how he couldn't win the US title last week, even though Arn influenced the outcome of it. You know, stuff along that kind of lines, where it's clear that these two, once close friends, the cracks are beginning to show in this friendship, and it's gonna fall apart in a big old fight. Because of 76, because Arn is amazing. But Arn Anderson, I recommend watching any promo he cuts, because he's a really good promo guy. In a match that had some good action, but not much in the way of heat, the Blue Bloods defeated the American Males. 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 We're not going to sing the whole theme song. When 7:48, when Lord Steven Regal defeated Scotty Riggs by pinfall when Exploder Suplex. That's really cool. It was a 68 rating, which is very good. Basically, I want to build the Blue Bloods up because I was a massive fan of this team. You know, you've got Lord Steven Regal, who's one of my favourite wrestlers of all time. You've got Robert Eaton, who, again, is just amazing. The skits with these two, like, seek those out, because they are so funny, where you have Steven Regal teaching Bobby Eaton, this Alabama man, how to be a proper refined English gent. They're amazing, because it's William Regal comedy sections. Basically, the American males, I'm not massively keen on them, but I don't have anything bad against them, so they'll probably just keep them as a tag team, to be honest, and they can just be a fun little tag team and put on pretty decent matches, you know. Diamond Dallas Page cuts a promo hyping up his upcoming match with the Renegade. Basically, this is DDP. God, that was 68. Well done, DDP. I knew I was right to push you. DDP comes out. He's basically saying that because the Renegade has a television title defense tonight, they don't know they're going to face him. So DDP's going to come out and he's going to say it doesn't matter if it's the Renegade, it doesn't matter if it's VK Wall Street who's in the title match, or whoever it is at the pay-per-view, Diamond Dallas Page, the Diamond is going to walk away with the gold, because Diamond wants some gold. I was very proud of that storyline name. I was very proud of myself. And yet, here we go, our WCW television title match, not the main event, because it's the Renegade. In a match that had some good action, but not much in the way of heat, the Renegade defeats VK Wall Street, better known as IRS to most people, in 8:13 by pinfall. The Renegade makes defense number 8 of his WCW World Television Championship title. I should take that championship bow. Jimmy Hart did good work at ringside, but they have no chemistry with each other, and I'm not surprised. VK Wall Street, yeah, he's IRS, or probably now better known as being Bo Dallas's and Bray Wyatt's dad, which is an interesting family. That goes to 61, so pretty decent. I mean, the Renegade, I'm not going to be doing anything with the Renegade, because he was basically, they teased the Ultimate Warrior didn't sign with them, so they hired this guy. That is actually how he got his job as well, that isn't a joke. He was the ultimate surprise. I agree with you, mate, he'll be better off not being on the roster. Wow, that was harsh. The match had some good action and average heat. Arn Anderson defeated Jim Duggan in 7:32 by pinfall. I got to 70. Mostly for Arn Anderson, because Jim Duggan was off his game tonight. Basically just to get Anderson some momentum. A lot of these matches will be building up momentum. You know, it's largely a match for... It's largely a show, rather, for your jobber matches, for your roadblocks, for your Joey Mags, protege of Arn Anderson in this game. Anyway, we'll continue on. Road Warrior Hawk has an interview hyping up his upcoming singles match with Kurosawa, which is one of our feuds. Basically, at Clash of the Champions... Oh god, I can't remember the number now. One of the Clash of the Champions, Kurosawa broke Road Warrior Hawk's arm. He's back from that injury and he wants revenge on the man that did it. For those that are just, I'll need to explain what Clash of the Champions is. Clash of the Champions was like a semi-regular, so like, not monthly, but like bi-monthly, say. Basically a on-TV pay-per-view card, so like, you know, basically like a B show, but on free TV. It's quite an interesting wrestling history story, and in fact the DVD set that's presented by Dusty Rhodes on it is really, really good. I'd recommend you get it. I've got it and it's really good. Anyway, in fact they're all on the network now. I'd definitely give them a watch because there's a lot of good matches in there. Watch the Ric Flair Terry Funk match, because that's a really good match. Spoilers, Ric Flair and Terry Funk have a good match. But yeah, 66, pretty good rating. Hawk's definitely the better of the two Road Warriors in my opinion. I've always liked Hawk more. In a match that has some good action and not much of the way heat. For number 1 contendership, DDP wins when he defeats Johnny B. Bad in 8:02 by pinfall with a diamond cutter, and that goes to 70. Good. They've got pretty good chemistry as well. Good. I'm very pleased about that part. So yeah, just so we can have DDP challenge for the title. And as for Johnny B. Bad, you know, I'm not like a massive fan of him, but he is a really good wrestler at the end of the day, and even if I'm not like a massive fan of his character, I'll still find something fun for him to do, because, you know, it's kind of interesting having a bit of a different character. He's Again, I need to explain. I feel like I need to explain all of this because a lot of folk might not have even been alive when this was going on. Johnny B. Bad is better known as Mark Merrow. He used to be married to Sable. He had a Little Richard gimmick where he was like quite effeminate and like not in like a Goldust way, just like in a kind of he was a bit of a showy offy kind of guy. I actually think it's quite cool, but he also had this little like he also had a million terrible moves called the bad something. So it'd be like, oh, it's the bad day, or oh, it's the bad intentions, or oh, it's the bad habit. Yeah, it's not the best move naming system. Anyway, after the match, who should make a run out but only Big Bubba Rogers? He's angry I didn't book him on Nitro. He's going off script apparently, and he attacks Johnny B. Bad in the ring, leaving him down and out. This is 66. Basically, I kind of wanted something. I need something for both of these guys to do at the pay-per-view. One's a face, one's a heel. I thought this will make a pretty damn interesting feud. It'd be quite. It's a bit of a clash of styles, so it'll either produce a really good match or a really, really bad one. Hopefully a good one, because they're both quite good wrestlers. And that advances the amazingly titled, in my opinion, the Big Bubba Rogers has bad intentions storyline. Yeah, I know, I'm the master puns. Then in our closing segment, because it'll get a really high rating, and I was right, Sting cuts a promo hyping up his upcoming role in the War Games match against the Taskmaster in the Dungeon of Doom. And I got an 82 rating, so I'm very pleased with that. That's a very good rating for that match. We're really building up this match well. I'll be intrigued to see if actually this show we're coming to, the Arn Anderson Ric Flair match steals the show, and the War Games match is terrible, and I'll be intrigued to see if the same thing happens, because I'm changing up the War Games match a bit, like changing up who's in it. That got a 72, hot damn, it's a good rating. Okay, we'll advance, we'll see what folk have said. Hopefully the game doesn't crash as I advance. You can all look at pictures of Sonny as we read about Chris Hamrick, is an American professional wrestler. He's best known for his appearances with ECW throughout the early 2000s. I thought I recognised his name. Yeah, he's the current Cruiserweight champion, even though it's 1995. I don't think someone's updated the flavour text when they've imported people from another mod. I've been doing a lot of, for those of you that don't frequent fantasy bookers on Reddit, I've been doing a update of the old real world data from January before it switched to other people making it, because I thought that data was really good. And let me tell you, it's actually quite hard work and very complicated, and you'll spend about 8 hours showing at like people who change. I've now decided I've never been a big fan of the Big Show. I now hate him for turning face and heel so many times. I don't even know what he is right now. I have absolutely no idea, and I meant to put that in the game. Anyway, you have unread emails and decisions awaiting a response. Would you like to jump to your office? Yeah, we'll deal with these on episodes so you can see other people bringing it. Oh yes, my boy, we just heard Laparca. As you can see, here's all the guys I want to bring in. I added a couple of people, I think. I don't think I assigned Hayabusa in the original episode. No, I didn't, because I like Hayabusa. And I think, you know, our Cruiserweight division in 1995, I mean, you couldn't go wrong with Hayabusa. I mean, he was an amazing high flyer. Emails, we've got booking positions available, and some people need to heal. Oh, I just want to use them on the next shows. Anyway, let's look at our history. I just want to see, how was that show compared to Nitro? See, not much of a knock for a B show, and you look at some of these, you know, basically squash matches, that shows what a difference a big angle can make. Anyway, I hope you have all enjoyed this episode so far. Go check out the other guys in Team 1995. We party like it's 1995 because we're nice. 1995 party. That wasn't as professional as I was hoping for. Yeah, give us a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see more of my stuff. And I'll see you in the next episode.